The rumor mill in Toronto is spinning once again, and this time, it's Jason Robertson who finds himself at the center of swirling speculation. After years of offensive firepower led by Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and William Nylander, the Maple Leafs could be on the verge of a significant shift. The Leafs have entered yet another offseason defined by heartbreak, fan frustration, and tough decisions. While the regular season remains strong year after year, the postseason results have simply not lived up to the lofty expectations that come with being one of the most scrutinized franchises in the NHL, and after another early playoff exit, it was clear that change was coming, with Mitch Marner's future in Toronto becoming more uncertain by the day. While he's an essential part of the Stars' future, the team faces some salary cap complications of their own. Robertson is on a team-friendly deal now, but Dallas knows that his next contract will be a big one. Combine that with the team's desire to stay competitive while balancing a mix of veterans and youth, and it's not entirely out of the question that they consider a massive return for Robertson, especially if it helps address other roster needs. He's not just a goal scorer, he's a smart two-way player who competes hard every night. Some are thrilled at the thought of adding Robertson, believing he could be a game-changer for the Leafs. Others are more cautious, pointing to the risks of trading away homegrown talent and the unpredictability of major roster shifts. He has made bold trades in the past, from acquiring Nozem Kadua in Calgary to moving Matthew Tkachuk for Jonathan Huberdeau. He understands the high-stakes nature of the NHL and isn't interested in half-measures. No trade has been confirmed. No official talks have been reported, but when trusted insiders begin to connect dots and executives around the league acknowledge the possibility, it becomes more than just smoke. There's fire somewhere in the distance. It will be a statement, one that says the Leafs are done waiting. A trade for Jason Robertson, if it were to happen, would be exactly the kind of calculated gamble that could elevate Toronto's roster to the next tier. After all, Marner's not just a point producer, he's a penalty killer, a leader, a player who grew up in the Toronto spotlight and embraced it. And with new coach Craig Berube behind the bench, the team is shifting to a grittier, more hard-nosed identity. Robertson could be the perfect complement to that new direction. A tough, skilled winger who brings scoring touch and a fresh energy to the team. His size adds an element the Leafs have been searching for in their top six forward group. He's not afraid to go to the dirty areas, to battle in front of the net, to shoot from anywhere. On a line with Austin Matthews or William Nylander, he could be a lethal option and help diversify Toronto's offense, which has often leaned heavily on perimeter play and passing. Reports have emerged that the Leafs are eyeing Dallas Stars winger Jason Robertson as a potential solution to fill the gap left behind. A bold move that could dramatically reshape Toronto's core and its Stanley Cup ambitions. If Marner does move, expect the Leafs to make a bold move quickly. And don't be surprised if Jason Robertson is at the top of their wish list. A lot still has to happen. Cap space has to be cleared. Players have to waive clauses. Offers have to be made and accepted. But for a franchise starving for playoff success and desperate to write a new chapter, a blockbuster trade like this might be exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs need. With the cap expected to rise and Brad Treliving clearly looking to reshape the roster, acquiring Robertson would send a loud message. The Leafs are not rebuilding, they're retooling. Whether Marner himself would be involved in a potential deal is unclear. Marner has full control of his movement and can block any trade. But if he's open to a change of scenery, Dallas could be a compelling destination. A team on the rise, a solid structure, and the chance to play with stars like Roope Hintz and Miro Heiskanen might appeal to him. If not Marner, the Leafs would need to put together a serious package of picks, prospects, and possibly other roster players to make it work. This wouldn't be a teardown, it would be a recalibration. And what better way to do that than by bringing in one of the league's brightest young stars? To fully understand what's going on, we need to take a step back. Enter Mitch Marner, a name that has become both beloved and polarizing in Toronto. But because that's the price you pay to land a star like Robertson, would Toronto be willing to sacrifice future depth for a proven commodity now? That's the question facing management as the offseason unfolds. Marner's elite playmaking, defensive effort, and chemistry with Austin Matthews are undeniable. But so is the reality that his playoff performances have not always matched his regular season brilliance. At just 25 years old, he has already established himself as a legitimate top-line scorer. With a rare combination of size, skill, and hockey IQ, he brings a different flavor compared to Marner. Where Marner thrives on puck distribution, Robertson is a pure finisher, a sniper with soft hands, and a powerful shot. In other words, he could offer something Toronto has often lacked. A consistent scoring threat on the wing, who isn't afraid to shoot the puck. With only 1 year remaining on his current contract and a full no-movement clause in place, Marner's future is hanging in the balance. The team, according to multiple insiders, has had internal discussions about the possibility of moving on, trading Marner, not just for cap relief, but to alter the DNA of the team. And that brings us to Jason Robertson. Robertson is one of the most electrifying young forwards in the game today. There are whispers from league executives and insiders suggesting that Dallas might, under the right circumstances, be willing to listen to offers for Robertson. Toronto, meanwhile, sees an opportunity. Of course, this isn't a straightforward trade. First of all, it would take a monumental offer to pry Robertson out of Dallas. Names like Matthew Canis, Easton Cowan, or even a young defenseman like Topi Niemel could be part of such a conversation. Not because the Leafs want to move them. It's also worth noting that Robertson would be a fantastic fit stylistically. From a fan perspective, this rumor has ignited serious debate. But hockey is a business, and sometimes difficult decisions are required to get to the next level. If there's one thing we know about Treliving, it's that he's not afraid to swing big. The Leafs core is still in its prime. Austin Matthews is locked in. William Nylander is coming off a career year. Morgan Rielly continues to anchor the blue line. At the end of the day, this is still just speculation. Keep your eyes on this storyline as the offseason heats up. We'll keep watching. Because if Jason Robertson does land in Toronto, it won't just be a trade.